Today, I am a role model, says Angel Reese. I take that seriously, says Angel Reese. Okay, fine. Girl, you're my angel. Okay, fine. Angel Reese is the example we want to set for the people that we are being role models to. Is the example that we want to set. If we don't get our way, we throw a temper tantrum. If we don't get our way, we throw a hissy fit.
Angel Reese receives applause. Not for leadership, not for dropping buckets, but for actually leaving mid-game as if it were a master class on how not to motivate children. As a matter of fact, when did leaving become the new highlight reel? It's similar to witnessing a motivating speaker slam the microphone and leave the stage abruptly. Still, the audience cheers. This is not a basketball story, so fasten your seatbelt. It's about smiling while failing uphill.
It is over. That is the last you will see Angel Reese in a Chicago Sky uniform with the antics and the stuff she pulled to end this season. She straight up quit on this team the last 3 games of the season, refused to play. She disrespected her teammates. Her teammates went back and fired back, letting it be known, hold on, shorty, we're not going for that. Now the Angel Reese stands invaded the Chicago game, screaming out, fire Jeff P, who is the GM.
Walking away now receives more applause than shooting a game-winning shot, according to Angel Reese. You would assume that in a single night, she had signed autographs for orphans, broken a record, and dropped 50 points. However, performing the exact reverse resulted in the ovation. She resigned. She went home after practically taking her ball. Suddenly, the audience decided to burst out like confetti cannons had just detonated.
Game all excited. Oh, I'm going to watch my favorite player, Angel Reese, only to find out, oh, she's busy sticking it to the man. The Chicago Sky organization. Hey, why isn't Angel Reese playing, Mom, Dad? Well, she threw her teammates under the bus. The organization reprimanded her accordingly, and now she just quit on the team. Oh. Is this somebody I should be looking up to? No. Let's get out of here, son.
Half of the students participating in middle school athletics should win MVP awards if giving up mid-game is the new standard for excellence. When the referee failed to call traveling, little Timmy would truly be making a Hall of Fame move every time he scampered off. Who knew that the covert way to get acclaim was to pout and leave? If that's true, we've been playing sports incorrectly the entire time. Interview number 3.
Fire Jeff. That is Jeff Pagliosa, the GM of the Chicago Sky. Damn, I can spot a nickel in the 3rd row, section C3. Angel Reese, you ain't selling no tickets. You ain't selling no tickets. I can spot a nickel right there. Right there. Listen, the Angel Reese fans letting it be known they want this GM fired, y'all. Not ideal. I pour my heart and soul into this job. I lose sleep over losing. If anyone is going to take the bullets, I'd rather be me over our head coach or our players. Jeff P out there on his own, man.
Forget hours of drills, forget conditioning, and forget practice. Really, all you need is a spectacular exit and a following that is prepared to applaud poor choices. The crazy thing is that Angel Reese was meant to be more. She was meant to represent grit, hustle, and swagger as well as the rise of women's basketball. The person children looked up to when they needed evidence that perseverance is more important than justifications. Angel, are you fed up with that?
Angel, are you frustrated with the organization or frustrated in general?
I don't think I'm frustrated. I probably am frustrated myself right now. I think the language is taken out of context, and I really didn't intentionally mean to put down my teammates because they've been through this with me throughout the whole year. They've busted their ass just how I busted my ass. They showed up for me through thick and thin and in the locker room when nobody could see anything. So I would apologize to my teammates, which I already.
However, what are they receiving in its place? The lesson is to simply leave if things become too difficult. She is no longer being watched by kids for scoring averages. The art of the mid-game walk-off is something they are learning. A 7-year-old is rehearsing their angry departure shuffle in front of a mirror somewhere, since that is what their role model just demonstrated. Consider the advancements made in women's basketball. It is becoming more visible. Ratings are increasing. In fact, people are paying attention. That is the most perplexing aspect of the whole story. Supporters cheering as if she had performed a wonderful deed of bravery. When a firefighter drops the hose, it's similar like clapping. You know what? Today's flames are too hot. I'm heading home. That would not be cheered by you. It wouldn't be considered empowering. What just happened and why are we rewarding it is what you would be wondering. Walking away, however, receives a standing ovation in the strangely upside-down world of contemporary sports fandom. The role model component becomes complex at this point. It is not up to athletes to decide whether or not to influence children. The moment their highlights air on ESPN, the moment they receive endorsement agreements, and the moment they become viral. They serve as examples.
Angel Reese, she's shutting herself down for the rest of the season.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know what? She's not gonna be missed.
No, that's ridiculous, man.
Here we go. Alabama versus Wisconsin. Alabama's ranked number 19 right now. I would take Alabama.
Kids are watching whether they like it or not. Then those youngsters aren't learning resilience when they watch Angel Reese storm out of a game one day, then shout back at criticism the next. They're discovering that drama triumphs. I understand now. There are terrible days for all athletes. Everybody reaches their breaking point. However, the applause is where things start to change. Because when you encourage someone to quit, you're delivering a stronger message than any motivational billboard could. You're telling them that overcoming hardship isn't the goal. It all comes down to understanding when to make a scene so that you may get applause. Being a team player isn't the point. Being the main character is the goal. This is when things start to become really strange in sports culture. Ignore the basics. Ignore the grind. Make the news and see the fans applaud as if you've solved the world's hunger. The issue is that, since women's basketball is now at last receiving attention, this harms not only Angel Reese but the entire sport. Furthermore, the major story is about someone stopping mid-aim and receiving praise for it, rather than exhibiting resiliency. That isn't progress. That is applause disguised as sabotage. Highlight clips of walk-offs are insufficient to establish a sport. Heroes who remain in the struggle are what you need, not those who leave as soon as things don't go their way.
Has her little back warmer brace thing around her warm-up gear. She didn't even have her hair tied up, and she didn't play in the first half. And then after the first half, we get this announcement. So you guys, this is actually in the middle of the game. She has never entered the game yet. We get this announcement. It says, after serving a suspension during the first half of tonight's game versus the Las Vegas Aces, Angel Reese has been ruled out for the second half due to a back injury for the team. I'm laughing because it's just all so cool.
However, let's take a moment to discuss those fans. Why are they making this possible? Why do people support something that is so blatantly harmful? The social media effect is a contributing factor. People enjoy a good story about a villain who becomes a hero. They adore turmoil. They adore drama. They enjoy supporting the individual who doesn't give a damn about what other people think. Here's the twist, though. Children are interested in what their role models think. And those children are the ones who suffer when their role models tell them that it's okay to walk away. Giving up when you're meant to be in charge is not empowering. Walking away from colleagues who are still fighting is not a sign of strength. It is not development to set a terrible example for children who are observing everything you do. It's ego masquerading as courage. And since they don't want to acknowledge that they're supporting the wrong thing, people are applauding. Imagine this: a baseball game in the minor leagues. One of the children stomps off the field after striking out and tossing his helmet. Imagine now that his parents are applauding him and getting up to stand. Yes, show that bat who's boss, they would shout. Well done for abandoning the game. Everyone would believe they were insane. The true play here is that she is not attempting to motivate children. She is attempting to control the timeline. However, the athletes of the future are not raised by the chronology. Parents, coaches, and role models all do this.
Marsh credit. That was some good bullshit. This dude is a master polisher. Tyler Marsh went above and beyond. He didn't just use the regular polish. This dude grabbed the chrome polish and put a double coat on this turd. For the most part, I noticed that Tyler Marsh was talking about Angel Reese on the court. He was talking about her preparation. He was talking about her work ethic. He was talking about her commitment to pretend basketball, her competitive.
The purpose of those role models is to teach children that you persevere through hardships. Even if you don't win every battle, you still need to show up, work hard, and complete the tasks you began. That's what sports are all about. It imparts life lessons that you will always remember. However, the lesson that children are receiving now is quite loud, and others will applaud. And let's face it, bravery wasn't the main reason for this acclaim. People wanted to feel like they were a part of something. Even if the past is embarrassing, fans still enjoy being a part of it. If it gives them a sense of involvement in the drama, they will support anything. And they were given by Angel Reese. A tale to share, a controversy to defend, or a moment to applaud. Ignore the sport and the scoreboard. The show is what counts. However, the ripple effect causes that spectacle to backfire in the long run. Because every gym, every practice, and every young league is affected when a well-known athlete receives praise for quitting. Suddenly, giving up is not associated with quitting. It is regarded as a declaration. It's not a sign of weakness. It's empowerment. You can be sure that children notice that.
It's like everything has come to a head, and when one of the biggest sports media entities in the country, The Athletic, which is now owned by the New York Times, comes out and makes this statement, well, maybe this is exactly what we all thought. Angel Reese may have thrown her teammates under the bus, ran the bus over them, and then proceeded to just quit and protest on the team.
A 10-year-old will not speak to their coach the next time they don't receive enough opportunities to play. They won't put forth more effort in real life. Not at all. They will unleash their inner Angel Reese, make a spectacular entrance, and then wait for applause as if they just released the 2025 hottest mixtape. Additionally, half of the parents in the bleachers will clap simply to avoid coming across as unsupportive. The way they twist it is even worse. You'll learn how Angel Reese maintained her peace and established limits. All right. Sports, however, are not a yoga getaway. Using a meditation software to safeguard your tranquility is fantastic. Not when your teammates are counting on you to finish the fourth quarter. Boundaries aren't like that. That is a sign of desertion. Furthermore, it's absurd that we're acting differently. Remember that role models are more than just their own reflections. They speak for the entire sport. Angel Reese is no longer just Angel Reese. Children aspire to be like her. It's her who is landing endorsement deals. Since she represents the league, how she presents herself is very important.